Namaste everyone. Welcome to Namaste Center. It's a great day because our Judy Ma is here. Right? A lot of people heard some stories here and there, but we didn't hear the full story of life. The last few months we are planning, we had to put here so some people can come from Namaste. They are not coming to our events. We thought, fine. So we are like friends around 15 years, I think. I met her at the Shivananda Center in 1999 during Christmas program. What was other holiday during the Christmas?
Hanukkah.
Yeah, Hanukkah, Christmas. They had a celebration. Rabbi Gelberman was there and she came. She was playing the guitar. We were dancing. That's how we met. She didn't remember that time. Then I invited Rabbi for some other events and she came to my yoga center on 28th Street. Then a few times we met other places. Then we did in touch for a long period. Then I moved back to India, then came back. And I was searching for everybody's email, phone number. Then somebody said, yeah, she's still here. I said, did you know the number? No. Then I went to the Google. I saw her Facebook thing. I just clicked it, nothing happened. Then I took the click off, again clicked it like a few times. Then she became the friend. Then I wrote to her, I am this person from this. Yeah, I remember you. I said, can you come to one of our events? Then we reconnect. A lot of people like to reconnect like the last few years. I'm glad you are here. So, we don't want to waste our time. We give it to her for its words. You can do whatever you want. This is your time.
Om Shalom.
Om Shalom.
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Okay, I'm a little nervous because I've never done this before. The last time I spoke in front of a big audience must have been about 10, 15 years ago. So, let's all be together. If I forget something, then you'll remind me. Many people have said to me, Judy, isn't it about time that we stop talking about the Holocaust? And my answer to them was, remembrance is the secret of redemption. If we don't remember, it could happen again. It doesn't have to be the Jewish people, it could be any people, anyone that's chosen. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you a bit of my story, maybe to sing a song or two, and hopefully it'll be received the way from my heart to your heart, okay? I was born in Germany. It was just before World War II started, and I was in Berlin. This is where I was born. When they had something called Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht was the night of falling glass. All the Jewish shops were raided and destroyed, and people were taken away. So this was that time where I was a little infant. My parents had tried to get out of Germany because, they were taking Jewish people away and killing them and torturing them. Sorry, I'm being a little bit blunt. anyhow, we boarded a ship. The name of the ship was the SS St. Louis. The SS St. Louis carried 937 Jews out of Hamburg. And our hope was to be received by Cuba and eventually come to America. This was the dream. The first part of the voyage was very good. It was, the captain treated us very, very well. However, at the end of the voyage, well, we were not let out off the ship. And we tried to get into the United States. No. We tried to get into South America. No. So Canada, no. So the ship had to turn back. And where to go? There was really no place that was accepting us. I'd like to, at this time, do a little song. It's called Tell Me Where Can I Go? Perhaps you'll understand why I chose this song. Tell me where can I go? There's no place I can see. Where to go, where to go? Every door is closed to me. To the left, to the right, it's the same in every land. I have nowhere to go, and it's me who should know. Won't you please understand? Wir hin soll gehen, wer kann entfernen? Wir hin soll gehen. Sie ist verschlossen, jede Tür. Sie ist der Welt groß genug. Nur bei mir ist ein klein. Wie ein Glück muss sie zerstört ihre Brick. Wie hin soll gehen. And so we went back to Europe, and no country let us in except for Belgium. So we came to Belgium, and we all couldn't stay in Belgium, not over 900 people. My family and I went to France, and there we were safe for a while until one day we had the knock on the door, and it was the French police who came to arrest us. Why did they arrest us? Because they were commiserating with the Nazis, and they took us on a train and took us to a camp called Gurs, which was in the southern part of France. We stayed in Gurs for a while, and then we were taken to the Rivesaltes. Rivesaltes was a camp that was holding the prisoners. I remember one night, and this was very, very much in my memory, when I was sitting on my mother's lap, and we were just having a wonderful time. And I was very happy because my mom was with me. And all of a sudden, my mother stopped, and she said, "Judy, I want to tell you something." Now, what does a 4-year-old child know? I was 4 years old at the time. "Judy, we're going to, Mommy and Daddy have to go away, but I want you to be a good girl." What does a mother tell a child at a time like this? And so I just was very energetic and said, "Come on, nothing's going to happen. Let's play, let's play." And she continued playing with me, but you know what? I'll never forget the look in her eyes when she was playing with me. My father came in from out of the darkness, whispered something to my mother, and then he said, "Come on, Judy, let's go for a walk." And my mother said, "Bye-bye," gave me a kiss on the cheek, and and I was holding my father's hand, and we went into the darkness to a place where there was light. I didn't know what was going on, but I was happy going with my dad. So we went to a place where there were maybe 3, 4, 5 people, and my father just pointed to my right side, and he said to me, "Judy, look over there, look over there." And something was interesting me because I was 4 years old and I was a child. And I looked and I looked and I heard my father say, "Just a minute, Judy." And he let go of my hand. The next thing I knew, my hand was taken up again. And when I turned around, it was someone else. And that's when the nightmare started. My father was gone. My mother was gone. And unfortunately, I never saw them again. They were taken to Auschwitz, and they never came back. I'm just giving you a little background to how I started the spiritual path. And this is very, very much a part of it. I was always afraid of being left behind, and this is still in me, one of those fears. Don't go away, just wait for me. If I walk slow, wait for me. Don't leave me behind. This was one of my mishigasas. I was taken by the OSE, which was an organization from France, and they were taking the children and hiding them in different places, in farms and churches and people's houses, So here I was taken by the OSE to the landlady where we had rented an apartment, because in the past I fell in love with her. She was absolutely gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I wrote a couple of books here where my story is, and you can look at it later. She loved me unconditionally. If we talk about unconditional love, here it was. She took me as her child, and if anyone would have found this out, they would have been killed. The whole family would have been killed, including myself. I've spent 4 years at this French home, and I went to church, and I loved being Catholic. It was wonderful. And the sad part was I had to leave her after the war. And here again, don't go, don't abandon me, please don't go. And so I went on a ship in from Marseille, and the ship was the Atos II, and it was pretty dirty. I had caught some things in my hair, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be accepted by my aunt and uncle in the United States. But they accepted me when I came to New York, and I was very sad because my French mom wasn't there, and very sad because I wasn't allowed to write to her, because she was my maman Suzy, I used to call her. As I got older, I really didn't adjust very well to living in America. I was very, very sad, and I actually was looking for something that would stop the sadness. And so I was looking into meditation. In those days, it was the 60s and the 70s. I played the guitar, so I was looking for something that was even more, something that's joyful. So I went to a meditation class with a friend of mine, and something happened. Something inside, there was an energy there, but I couldn't describe it. And I had to go back for more. You know, it was like a drug. You have to go back for more, you have to go back for more. I understand this was Siddha Yoga, which was headed by a guru named Baba Muktananda. And I heard that Baba Muktananda was coming to New York. And here, I had to go to Kennedy Airport. This is where he came. And I sat among a group of people just like this, and there was chanting. Om Namo Bhagavate Muktanandaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Well, I sort of got into it myself. It was strange, and yet it was joyful. Shall we? So, we're going to welcome the nice lady.
Nicely lady.
Then they were going to have intensives in South Fallsburg, where Baba was going to stay. And I decided I'd sign up for an intensive. And then I had that intensive, and then I signed up for another one. The first intensive was very interesting, because I was looking at this guru who was very strange to me, and I was just looking at him, and I was saying, "So you're a guru?" And I wasn't saying it out loud, I was saying in my mind. "So you're a guru, and you're supposed to make me happy. Show me." And so he did, because at this first intensive, we got bopped over the head with peacock feathers, and I got a little finger going here, practically poking my eyes. And then I went to a tremendous, deep, deep, deep meditation. So deep that there was darkness, and then all of a sudden there was light. The light opened up all around. It was like a flower opening up. And in the middle of that light was a little blue pearl. And I guess I needed to see that, because I never saw a blue pearl again. But this is what's inside each one of us. And this is what Baba Muktananda showed me. The second intensive, everybody had a spiritual name. And I wanted to know what my spiritual name would be. So I asked Baba. And he looked at me and he said, "Veena." Now, it's interesting. A veena is a string musical instrument. And I wasn't carrying a guitar at that time, but he just looked in my eyes and said, "Veena." It was very exciting in those days, just to get that Shaktipat, it was called. But it was only the beginning, because I was feeling the Jewish guilt. You know Jewish guilt? Are you familiar with that? Well, I was feeling the Jewish guilt because, after all, I was Jewish. I came from the Holocaust background, and how am I going to come to terms with that? I've got to meet a rabbi. As it was, things are very beshed. How do you say beshed?
Destined?
Meant to be. I heard at the ashram that there was a special rabbi that was going to speak at the ashram. And his name was Rabbi Joseph Gelberman. Hadn't met him, but something, I had to somehow hear him speak, because this was an ashram he was going to speak at. Well, the day came and went, and I didn't get to see him until I was told by my meditation group that Rabbi Gelberman was going to be on 96th Street with his devotees, and they were going to have a Shabbat service. So our meditation group, we all went, and first Rabbi Gelberman spoke, and he gave the challah and the wine, and then our group were supposed to do something. So we climbed up on a rock, which is on 96th Street. I don't know if you ever could remember that. We climbed on this rock, and here I had my guitar, and we started to sing. I was leading a chant, something like Narayana Jaya Govinda Hare, Narayana, Narayana Jaya Govinda Hare, Narayana, Narayana Jaya Gopala Hare. Well, we sang for a while, and then we chanted some more, and then it was time to go. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
You're a friend. It was time to go down off that rock, and as I'm going down off the rock, Rabbi Gelberman came over to me and he said, "I like your voice." So I said, "Well, thank you very much." I said, "I also sing in Hebrew, besides Sanskrit, besides English." And that's when his ears perked up. And he said, "Well, why don't we get together?" And so that was the first meeting I had with Rabbi Gelberman. This was in September of 1976. That was the first time. And I learned a lot from him, and a lot of the things that he was talking about were so universal. It wasn't just Jewish, and this is what I wanted to hear. It all came together. He invited me to many of his programs. As a matter of fact, one of them was with Swami Satchidananda. And I didn't understand why he had me sitting on the dais with Swami Satchidananda. I just so I said, "Why is this happening to myself?" And then a little voice said, "Why not?" So we met Guruji. We went to his programs, and I'm very grateful that I am still, in touch with this beautiful human being. The main thing for me was not to drop my religion, but to have something in addition to, always, never instead of, always in addition to. And this was what Rabbi was teaching, never instead of, always in addition to. So I'd like to finish up with this song that I started, "Tell Me Where Can I Go?" Now I know where to go, where my folks proudly stand. Let me go to that precious promised land. No more left, no more right. Lift your head and see the light. I am proud, can't you see? For at last I am free, and we're all free. No more wondering for me. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
So did you ever follow up on your Catholic faith?
My Catholic family I wasn't allowed to get in touch with until 46 years later, when I called up my French mom, and she was over here. This is a book that where my story is. Yeah. In the beginning of the story is my French mom as a young woman, and here I am as a 4.5-year-old child. And then my French mom and I got together again over here. This was her.
You hold it
So
up?
you can pass that around if you like.
What was it like reuniting with her?
Hmm?
What was it like reuniting with her, talking to her?
To be reunited. You know, the eyes are the windows of the soul. If you see her picture when she was younger, and the picture when I finally met her 46 years later, it was, I could still say maman, maman Suzy, maman chérie, because I had called her on the telephone, and I told her that I was grateful that she saved my life. And the next thing I said, maman, tu veux que je vienne à la France? Would you like me to come to France? And she said, mais oui, ma chérie, but of course, my darling. And so 2 months later, I was on a flight to France, and this is how we met. I was a little bit afraid. I was afraid that she might think that I was ungrateful, and why didn't I write to her or see her before? But it seems that she understood, and this was the best reunion I could ever have.
And you stayed in touch, I'm sorry. And you stayed in touch?
Well, we did. She passed away. But at least I got her honored at Yad Vashem, which is a Holocaust memorial in Israel. So I got her honored, and her name is on the Righteous Christian Wall.
I have a couple of questions. First of all, thank you so much for your honesty and your I guess you would call it presentation. Thank you. No need to be nervous at all. You were sharing. It's a real gift for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But two questions. One is, what you said that you were not allowed to contact her. By whose authority? Why? Who said?
I came to live with my aunt and uncle in the United States, and their feeling was, and I don't know about my uncle, I always was very close with him, but she had said to me, this is finished. Forget about it. It's make believe it didn't happen, and now you start living with us.
How old were you at the time
I was 8.5
when you came here?
when I came here, and I was. Who forgets?
That was
you know,
very hard.
who forgets? It was just. It was a mistake, I think. You know, I should have been able allowed to write. I had a letter that I did, I wanted to send. And I said to her, you didn't send the letter. I saw it on top of a shelf. And she took the letter and tore it up. She said, no more writing. That's it. So that's, what can I say?
And you, one of the first sentences that you uttered, I wished that I had pen and paper, but you said something that struck me very deeply.
Remembrance is the secret of redemption.
Yes, and for me, that I'd like you to expand on that, if you would, because for me, that does not just, that's not just about the Holocaust, but it's about any traumatic event.
That's it. It was a traumatic
So
time.
if you could expand on that for you, either regarding the Holocaust or anything else, why for you? I've never ever heard that sentence before.
Well, I saw that phrase on one of my brochures that I got, from the museum. But it's true. If we don't remember, it could happen again. There's so many horrible things happening, and we should remember it. From even for little children should know that, not in the way I described it, but the children should know that there's not only good in this world, there's evil, and they should, as they get older, they should get to know it more.
Question. Forgive me, the sentence again. Remembrance is the key to redemption.
Right. Now I got a little confused. Okay, I wrote it down. Remembrance is the secret of redemption.
And for you, this is a very short sentence, what does the word redemption mean? For you as a Jew or for you as Judy?
For me as Judy.
What does the word redemption? Because you just, in your answer to me just now, and I'm listening I'm trying to be as present as possible, you said,
well, what does redemption mean?
I'm asking you. Remembrance is a pretty simple word.
Yeah.
Remember what happened. Is the secret of redemption.
That's a good, does anybody know the word redemption?
No, but I don't want anyone else to answer but you. Actually,
I'll think about it. Okay. Do you have any other question?
No, that's the question.
That's it. Oh
I
my
could
God.
make one point on that. It's just freeing yourself. So all the pain and suffering and the burden you went through, it's kind of
Yeah, I think
letting it good, and then being grateful to God,
well, that's.
having lived through the traumatic events of the history.
I guess
So
that's
why to tell
redemption.
us what happened?
Yeah, if I talk about it, it's not to, feel sorry for myself, but to give the knowledge to this group. I've spoken to, many schools and colleges. I went to the March of Remembrance and Hope, and spoke to many of the college students there, and I felt I was doing something good, and spreading that message. I think it's really important that it should be told.
Why was your aunts, your family on this side, why were they so strict with you not being able to write letters after the Holocaust ended?
Why were they strict?
Yeah. How come they were not letting you?
Well, this was their way.
Were they afraid or?
You got me there. They were wrong.
But how were they able to control your choice to connect with?
Hmm?
How were they able to? Why did they stop you from being able to do something?
I don't know. It was actually the first time that I was really put down. That I was. My middle name was. Oh no, my first name was Stupid. And.
I wouldn't call you stupid. I wouldn't use that word.
I wouldn't be that way?
You're not stupid. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I missed.
No, it was, they had two boys, and they felt they were religious, so, maybe the girls were second-class citizens, who knows. I don't know.
What was the catalyst that allowed you to finally connect to them, your French mother? What caused you to finally get connected to her? What allowed you? Was it time or was it?
Well, I don't know. Towards the end, I guess I was there when she died.
No, I mean contacting, reuniting with.
How did you make
What
contact?
was it that made
What was the
you,
catalyst that made you say, I'm going to call her or contact her?
what was the thing that made you
Oh, you
say?
mean my French mom?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I'm
exactly.
asking.
I went to a satsang by Guru Dileepji and I just asked her, I said, should I go and see my French mom? Should I connect with her? And she goes, yeah, Go see her. Go.
Guru.
If you want to take a look at this one, this is a book called Refuge Denied, and what happened to the passengers of the St. Louis. So this is my chapter. So you can
You hold it up to the camera first and then pass.
Where's the chapter?
Hold it.
that one is the last one, the last chapter.
Put it closer to the camera.
For the
Yes, that was good, that was good.
You got it?
I got it.
Judy, my question is, are you able to forgive the people who hurt your parents, who put you all this trauma, and bring you closure? Are you still carrying that pain? How are you able to unleash that?
By the spirituality that I'm constantly, doing, knowing that we're all children of one God, and it's not the only thing I could do is forgive, because if I don't forgive, then I'm destroying myself, because they don't know it, or they didn't know it. They're part of the same God, and it's a very difficult thing. I have a book, a magazine which was all on forgiveness that I was interviewed in the City Yoga magazine. Yeah, forgiveness is very, very important. Because if we don't forgive, then they're actually, then we're actually giving in to their nonsense, and that's them killing me. And I'm not going to let them kill me. Yes.
One can't help but speak in words, and you just said, I'm not going to let them kill me. So
That's right.
No, I know, but so there's still obviously in words in English and I'm not going to let them kill me. So my question is, it's piggybacking on this gentleman's question, and I believe you told us before that you've lectured all over the place, and I guess I was thinking maybe that was
I'm not waiting.
you were that you've lectured, you've talked to schools, etc., and spread this word, and you think that is good, and I completely agree. I wonder, this is piggybacking on his question about forgiveness, since you've gone on a spiritual path, that I don't know that every Jewish person or every Jewish person who's been in the Holocaust has been able to go on. Have you ever given the gift of your forgiveness and your perspective in, let's say, talking not just to a group? It's kind of easy to talk to it's kind of easy to talk to a group like us here, but have you ever gone into a German school or gone to a German
I've gone
group
to a
anywhere?
Polish school. This was the Warsaw Ghetto, and there was a lot of. I went to Germany, okay, and it was a mission of forgiveness.
How so? What did you do?
And they were begging for our forgiveness. Okay, these were children and grandchildren of the Nazis, and they one after another begged for our forgiveness. And the way they did that, how could you not forgive? At the end, they all bowed down to us, like they say in Isaiah, I believe, and asked for our forgiveness. And I gave them forgiveness, yes.
Can I ask, because this is fascinating to me, and I don't need to, how, you said there was an us. Was there a group led by a rabbi or led by an interfaith council that
It was a spiritual group, spiritual Christian group.
And was there ever anything written up on this?
I have no, in their magazine, it should have been more written up because it should be, you know, it should be told.
Agreed.
And when I got off the plane, they had invited us to come to Germany. I got off the plane and I'm walking among these people who were giving us flowers and you know, just hugging us. And I started crying. I mean, it was so touching. And two of them were like, you know, just hugging me. You know, yes, forgiveness is important.
May I ask what year that was, approximately, decade?
When I went to Germany,
Yes.
must have been at least 10 years ago. Something like that.
And you don't, do you by any chance remember the name of the Christian group or
No.
the magazine?
I do not remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's just such a blessing, the whole
It was a
experience.
big blessing. They took us to Germany, they showed us around Hamburg, and then they took us to Israel.
Wow.
Yeah. And we went all over Israel to the Friendship House. I mean, it was totally interfaith.
Have you ever had the opportunity, I'm just making this up, I don't know.
Okay.
Have you ever had the opportunity to speak to Jews or other people who were directly or indirectly affected by the Holocaust?
Yes.
Who have not been able to forgive as you have?
I have, and I have to honor their, you know, what they feel. You know, I just tell my story. I used to sell Israel bonds, and I used to talk to a lot of the people in the synagogue. And I always had a good, you know, they were, it was a nice, what do you call it?
Rapport?
Yes, yes.
How many years were you with Rabbi Gelberman?
Gelberman.
I met Rabbi Gelberman in 1976.
And he passed, and he's been...
He passed a couple of years ago.
What?
2010.
When did he?
Not that many years ago.
2010.
When he passed?
2013? Yes,
When
when
he
he said.
Rabbi.
She was with him for a
When did he
while.
train?
Rabbi passed in 2010, and
Recently?
I was at his side, and it was a great honor to close his eyes.
Oh.
Great honor.
Which month was that? Which
Remember we
month?
saw them? Dalai Lama?
September
Outside.
9th, which is coming up very soon.
Right around the holidays.
It was on Rosh
He died
Hashanah.
on Rosh
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 Hashanah.
Hashanah? Wow, that's something.
Yes.
That's something.
Yeah.
Judith?
Question.
I'm so sorry, first of all, that I came late because I really wanted to hear the beginning part. I don't know if you remember me, but you married Carl and I. 7 years
Look
ago.
at that, how happy
We're still happy. We're still together.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's great.
Yeah, at Douglaston Manor. I want to bring it back. I actually would have worn my wedding gown, then you would have. That's it.
This is so great.
Yeah. But he called me. He was so excited. He's like, "Wait, it's Judith Steel, right? She's gonna be at Namaste." I said, "Let's go." And I'm sorry I missed
I'm
the
so
beginning
happy
of
you
it.
came.
Me too. But I always wanted to know. So, just you were a little girl. You were 4 years old when you separated from your parents. So do you have? And you grew up up until then. You grew up in Germany.
No, friends.
France. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
And so did you quite know what was happening when your mom said you may not see? No. So, yeah,
You know, it was like mommy and daddy are going away. I want you to have a good, I want you to be a good girl. Etc. What does a mom tell her daughter?
Right,
When when she knows she's never going to see her again.
right. And did this French family, did your family know them? Did your mom and dad know them? Or was it just?
Yes.
Okay, they
Yes.
had like a
We had
sort of-
rented an apartment from them.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, so you knew them, so it wasn't total strangers.
Right.
I mean, you were only 4.
Right. No, I was absolutely in love with this woman.
Aw.
As a child, I was. I remember my grandfather holding me in his arms, and seeing Maman, and I'm going to Maman like this. So
Did they have children?
they had 2 children.
So are you like in touch with them, or could you be in touch with them?
I'm in touch with her granddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So special. Yeah. So just to see, so you were there for 4.5 years, and then your relatives from the States. Then it was time to go to United States.
Well,
Is that how it
after the
kind of-
war.
Okay.
After the war.
Then it was a
Well,
lot of trauma.
it's good to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you. Really nice.
The Second World War.
Yes.
Second World
Yeah,
War.
World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World War II.
She looks really great if it's World War One.
Yeah.
Yes, Larry.
Yes, because I know it, I would love to hear you share a little more about Rabbi Gelberman and his. I'd like to hear, if I talk too loud, I'm near the camera, so I need to move or I'm going to blast. But because I know this story, I would love to hear you tell a little more about Rabbi Gelberman and his connection about making peace with the Holocaust and what he went through, and I'm sure the parallels in the two of your lives.
Yeah.
How you-
Well, one thing that's very interesting.
Sorry, who is Rabbi Gelberman?
Oh, a really special person.
That's Rabbi she met.
He was, you know, you don't have to be married to somebody or, or having any relationship to say he was my soulmate,
Okay.
you know.
Oh, he was the one you met when you were on 96th Street? On the
That's
hill?
right.
He was
Yes.
singing on the rocks.
And, well, what happened with Rabbi, he came to America to work a visa for the World's Fair. And he left his wife and his child behind in Hungary. You know, he had the intention of bringing his wife and child after he raised a certain amount of money. He had to support them. So there were letters going back and forth, and as time went on, the letters became less and less, and then there were no more letters. And his wife and child were part of the Holocaust. His child's name was Judith, and Rebbe's name was Joseph. My father's name was Joseph. No coincidence.
Yeah, no coincidence.
No coincidence. So we really connected all these years. I became his cantor. My voice wasn't as scratchy as it is today. And I became his assistant. Wherever we went to different places, Canada and the Bahamas and another place in Canada. I mean, we just had a wonderful time together. He gave a lot of programs, so this is where I was his assistant. He'd say to me, "Sing a song," and I'd sing a song. Is that okay?
Well, I know you could go on and on. I could listen.
Yeah.
I love hearing about his story and how he could forgive and how one kind of his forgiveness could help your forgiveness and your
Well,
story.
he
you know.
himself said if he doesn't get out of this, when he found out his family was murdered, he was in agony for about a year. And then he somehow got an awakening and saying, if I stay in that, then Hitler would have murdered him too. Just by him being so sad, you know. So that's when he started to become interfaith and to give joy and love to everyone. Well, thank you very much.
I just wanted to say that you're really honored to have such a beautiful soul as yourself. And I really thank you for sharing this story with us, especially because you hear so much people who have had experience such as yours, and it's always so kind of heavy feeling, and it's something that almost feels like someone's wearing something around their neck. You know, and it's like when they would end. But your story, it lives on in beauty, and you were guided to find interfaith, and to, you know, for people who are against anti-Semitic type situations, which is so much prevalent, that you rose above it all, and you continue to rise above, and all the links, you know, to Rabbi Gelberman, to Guruji, and on and beyond. Thank you.
I guess maybe that's the redemption.
You got it.
Yes.
And that's the grace.
Yes.
And the grace. Yeah. And the assurance.
So could I ask a question? For example, you have a choice. You have a choice to have an experience in your life. You can either forgive, or you can hold on to it and keep resentment, and your whole life is colored by that.
Yeah. I can't afford to have resentment. You know, I have enough physical problems to deal with. You know. So no, resentment is not is no longer in my vocabulary, I guess.
If you had to, or if you could deconstruct or the steps to forgiveness, whether one has been through the Holocaust or whether one has been through their own personal Holocaust, you know, we're all humans, what have you. Would you be able to write or speak even, or give us a little flavor of the steps to forgiveness? I suppose that you and the Rabbi, forgive me, I don't know him, so I've forgotten his name, but I suppose that
Mr. Great.
I suppose that I imagine that after this year of agony of his, maybe he just woke up one day, hallelujah, and forgiven. But I'm also imagining that perhaps you, who are still alive, you've been able to do something that so many Jews and other people affected by the Holocaust have not, which is to transcend and to forgive. If you, in hindsight, sitting from where you are now, could you offer human beings of all faiths and all experiences some steps to forgiveness? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Not necessarily here on the spot, I don't mean to be putting you under pressure, but could you ever, because that would be a real gift. I'll speak for myself, you know.
I think the best way is to be a part of the world. The world is one. We are all part of it. And when you feel this, then you can forgive. When you feel that we are all one, we are all love. When you feel that, I believe that you can forgive. I went on this. I had a spiritual path in me, if I'm saying it right, since 1976, and I'm a different person now. I'm not angry anymore. Yeah, I used to get angry at the kids, or or somebody hitting my car or something. But as far as this forgiving, you have to first understand that they are, that they are all part of that one universe. What do you think, Guruji?
Mm-hmm.
And how, if I may, how does one reach that understanding? I'll give you just a small snippet of me. I am Jewish, whatever that means, but the way I know I'm sorry for cursing, I know a hell of a lot more about Buddhism and a little bit about
Well, that's
from
good.
living in India. And the way I always describe myself to people almost as a joke, but it's not really a joke. I'm a native New Yorker, Woody Allen, atheist Jew. It's very cultural. So I was raised without God. And from having lived in India for a long time, I know a lot and having practiced meditation and Buddhism, and I don't.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm here,
Yeah.
but I'm also thinking about my mother right now. I'm thinking about people like this lady said before, people who hold grudges, who don't know how to let go, because they weren't schooled or lucky or what have you. They don't have faith in the one God, or that we are all loved, or that we are all connected. Is there a way to practice that if you
Love.
weren't?
Love. Just love them anyhow. You're talking about your mother.
I'm not only talking about her, but I am talking about her. in
No,
regards to me.
anybody. I mean, just feel the love that's in your heart. And then naturally you'll be giving it to others. But feel it first in your heart.
But some people, are so scarred by and traumatized by the traumas that they've been through, that they can't allow themselves to feel the love that is in their heart, that is their birthright.
You can't do anything about it, but just give them love.
If I
There's
cannot-
nothing you can do.
If I